Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Just trying out a new format here. I've had it suggested by some of my copious associates that one of the things that really does well on this here platform of the this video hosting platform. Just one moment, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. There we go. Aha! Now, one of the things I've been told by ladies and gentlemen, is that one thing is really popular with the YouTube, of course. With YouTube is the reactions. Now, I don't want to say anything negative about reactions and their channels, but well, I think I could make my feelings on reactions perfectly clear. In general, it seems like a soulless attempt to garner views on someone else's content, especially if that content is not monetized, and the content that is the content in quotes there. That is being put out by this reaction channel is monetized. Really, what you've done is you've taken someone else's video and you've made it so that you can make money off it. Now, I don't want to debate the finer points of this. So what I thought I'd do is I would react to my own video. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is oh yes, this is Let's Get the Road on the Show. We might need an air horn there. Just having a drink there, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll start off this reaction with Let's Get the Road on the Show.
Hello, everybody.
That is a classic opening to videos. In fact, that's mostly what I do. Is say hello, ladies and gentlemen, or hello, everybody. It really depends on the mood I'm in. It's something you really have to go with the flow and feel the rhythms of the world around you. Because I've always found really that the rhythms that I'm in are really dictated by the locomotives surrounding me. So all these locomotives have very different rhythms owing to their different arrangement of wheels and gearing, and well, I don't want to get too firm into that. This really isn't a discussion about those locomotives. But what I wanted to say about that introduction, sorry, I'll just pause that there. One of the classic things about the opening "Hello, ladies and gentlemen" is it's quite when I say "Hello, ladies and gentlemen." You see, you go. One moment. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, that's really the origin of the introduction. "Hello, ladies and gentlemen." I really like it.
The show will be about some of our favourite roads, why we like them so much, and I'll hope to take submissions.
Oh yes, if I do remember, if you do have submissions for Let's Get This Road on the Show, I'm more than happy to hear them. It's a wonderful concept, of course. This idea of taking a road, and roads I really feel are not the end-all and be-all of transportation. I feel like I've mentioned many times my adoration of trains.
A corker of a road.
However, I do have to recognise the fact that there are some places that you do need to go via road, and let me pause this. The production and creation of a road is not an interesting process. It all, ladies and gentlemen, starts in the quarry with aggregate companies and quarrying companies. Now, when I say quarry, I of course mean a large area built up over time, or rather taken away over time. We'll need another one there. What was taken away over time. So, have I ever introduced the concept of negative space? Because I don't understand it, so I'll move on. We'll carry on here.
What we have...
one of the great things about these aggregates, of course, is we can take common materials common to the world and convert it into, genuinely useful surfaces. Now, surfaces are very important when we take into account the traction that any form of transportation has. Now, the traction of any land-based transport is of crucial importance. So, see, the traction from a train comes not much from the material of the rails, because the material...
An interesting thing about this tarmac is it was not laid... no, it was. Well, no, it was.
Of the rails is quite low. You see, it's steel against steel, so the traction comes in from the weight. The weight pressing down. You see, traction being or grip, depending on your view, comes from weight plus surface area.
Well, no, not up and down, of course.
And so on. One of the things that the tarmac has is, compared to the weight of a train, a car, as I believe they're called, is much lower in general than a train, which means you need to garner grip from somewhere. Now this comes from, you can get this from the tyres, and of course, it being in contact with the road, this tarmac. So it's a generally wonderful thing. I don't want to say wonderful, actually. I'll step back and...
second only to the London Ring Road.
Well, I'll let this continue. This is a reaction video, of course. I should have to react.
On the area of the M40, closest to Swindon. Now,
Swindon.
To figure out exactly where the M40 closest...
I can't say I'm familiar with Swindon itself. I know it has a train station.
Swindon is. Now,
but that really is my knowledge of Swindon.
Now, I hope you are all aware of that.
I'm sorry, aware of what? I don't remember what I said there.
In the world. It's not too far away from Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia...
Yes. These are places with wonderful traction. Really, owing to their distance from the equatorial plane, grip really is increased around these areas.
Oh no, the M40 is a whole different, kettle of fish. If you understand my meaning now.
This is interesting. This is interesting. Let me stop you there, Nigel. Now. What's really interesting is the letters associated with roads. You see, depending on the country and the language and the combination of the country and the language and the government of a country, the name of a road is affixed in different ways. So, in this particular instance, this is coming from a place, I believe, called England. Englandland. It's one of them. I'm confident it's one of them. And now, as you know, I'm an English speaker. And you see, the M there denotes motorway, as in a way for things with a motor to go. Now, of course, the definition of motor may enrage some when. Because surely, if it's a motorway, it should allow anything with a motor, and it's a thing of great code definition as to whether or not a motor and an engine are the same thing. So surely, if we are saying that a motive, it's purely motors, perhaps this does not include the internal combustion engine of a car. and of course other countries with different languages and governments may have different combinations of letters or numbers, or indeed words. For instance, the Otostrouder of Cumbria, or it's one of them. It's one of them. It'll come to me. I'm sure. I'll get onto it. So we'll carry on.
Fast when it goes out. So we'll look at the map here. See. Now Swindon has
what's this?
places which we
I'm
could
sorry. I've received
just
I received a notification.
So at first glance, it may appear
on this
that
handy dandy device.
the M4 most closely intersects with
It's it's
the
you see, I've had to make a concession to the modern world. And that is this version of cellular communication. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I will have to stop it just there for a moment. Whilst I listen to this notification, I'll leave myself going whilst I listen to what it is my contact has to say.
Barreling off the side of one. So that isn't the most convenient in terms of entry and exit points for the M4. So we're going to have to move on, I think, to a little further down to Marlborough Road, which you can exit the M4 on. Of course, it's quite a little way away from Swindon itself, and we would have to join the A419. Now, I don't think that's exactly in the spirit of going from the M4 into Swindon. So I believe that the closest we can get from the M4 intersecting with Swindon would be our original section, the M4. I mean the M4 onto the A3102. Sorry, 102. Of course, an O would denote a letter, not a number. And we are talking specifically about...
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I've just made myself aware of the notification of this cellular device. I believe it's known as being portable. However, it's quite heavy. It requires bank batteries attached to your waist, so I find it difficult to call it portable. I think it may be more convenient to go into one of the towns or villages around where you live and asking perhaps one of the local landowners whether they have a telephone installed. This is something that it may be that telephones make it into nearly every town and village. There are some towns and villages with more than one. Of course, this is down to the distribution of wealth rather than the actual popularity of the telephone. Of course, I'm not sure where I got to. So. One moment, gentlemen. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm afraid I had to take a break there for a moment. I don't remember what it was that I was talking about. I'm sure it was something worthwhile.
Hello, and welcome back to another instalment of me attempting to play...
Oh, I'm not sure what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, this is fascinating right now. I think this calls for a red line connected to two other lines. 45-degree angle to each other. One moment. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Yes, here we go. Perhaps. Yes, what we need here is a red line and two more red lines, one at 45 degrees to the other. Now, this, I can't remember what it is I was pointing at, but I'm sure it was important. There's this red, and here we have, I think what we could do is try, I think that's supposed to be an L, and this is supposed to be an E, this is supposed to be a T, supposed to be a umlaut, and this is clearly supposed to be an 8. So, what we have here is, I'm sorry, I don't remember the point I was trying to make here. But anyway, we'll carry on with this. Now, here we go.
I've got to move on to keep it interesting. Now we can move on from Swindon to perhaps say Reading. Now Reading is Reading, not
Reading. Now this is a very good choice.
You might first think.
I don't remember the reason for that choice, nor do I remember
They really have a way of
why it's a good choice, but I'm sure it will come to me.
With the pronunciation of Reading, because it's obviously not reading. I know that's how it's spelt, but you're right.
Yes, reading versus reading. Now this is interesting, because I always read it as reading. Whereas I would have had to have read it in the past. I suppose I have read it in the past. This is something. Well, this is of course tenses in the English language, and umlauts, and causal verbs, and spatiotemporal occlusions. Now, this really comes under the quack of pronunciation. Now, people pronunciate different things very differently. For instance, reading versus reading. Now, I've been told, now I've heard that that it is reading. However, if you happen to live in the town of Reading or Reading, depending on where you come from, of course. I suppose Reading or Reading. You could educate me on the proper
in the sense that I
pronunciation. This is something that I've always found
on the show.
Quite interesting.
Of routes to the show.
This is
please do
moment, ladies and
gentlemen. Some of the things you like about this road.
Now, one of the things I've always found
as long as the
fascinating,
the M4, as long as the grand as the M4 was.
I don't remember what I was saying, ladies and gentlemen. I'm afraid. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I believe it is the tradition for these reactions is that I throw my arms up into the air and make a face. So here we go.
But you do
there you go.
I
hope that's that was captivated with the air. If you have any other examples of words that you think require different pronunciation, do tell me, because the field of pronunciations is a very interesting one. There are nearly as many ways to say words as there are words. Now, I don't know how many words there are. This might be the topic of my future episode. Perhaps if Nigel explains.
I do hope you can.
This is something that I've
come back for another episode of This
is something. More episodes of Let's Get This Right on the show. Now, I have received one offer of a gentleman
you may want to
who may share their thoughts on a road. Of course, scheduling is always a difficulty.
No, that's a story for another time.
If there's sorry, what was the story for another time? I'm afraid I wasn't listening, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not sure whether I should include roundabouts, as I'm not sure whether they count as roads. They are, of course.
Roundabouts, yes. These are fascinating things. This is something that the Americans don't quite seem to understand.
Do enjoy the. Please.
It's a revolution in transport.
Checking on my social.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed Nigel Reacts. Let me just once again throw my arms up in the air whilst making an outrageous face. There we go. So I'll leave you there, ladies and gentlemen. if you do have more pronunciations that you want me to explore, do tell me, and I'll be sure to react accordingly.